Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a Bant mid-range deck in Thomas format. So this is going to be another Oko or slash Uro pile that I do in like once in a blue moon per set. And quite frankly, I think this deck looks pretty sick. And there's a couple of factors why Oko and Uro might actually be pretty decent. So currently everybody is playing Chrome Moxes at the moment because of the strip mines, which means you can take advantage of Oko into getting rid of opponents' Chrome Moxes, which is pretty good. But we're also going to be playing Chrome Moxes ourselves, so a lot of the times you're probably going to put the Oko underneath the Chrome Mox so that the Chrome Mox can generate both the green and blue source. But you can also make our Chrome Moxes into a 3/3 elk, which is pretty cool. And another thing that made Oko a little bit better at the moment is because of the strip mines. The strip mine actually made Deathrise Shaman a lot better than what it was before. So Deathrise Shaman was actually in the decline before this set, which is kind of crazy to think about because Deathrise Shaman is such a broken card, but it barely saw play before the strip mine was legal in the format. But because the strip mine is legal in the format, now all of a sudden like Deathrise Shaman becomes better, and because the Deathrise Shaman becomes better, 3 drops in the format suddenly became a little bit better as well. Along with the Chrome Mox and Deathrise Shaman, you can get to your 3 drops a little bit easier. And at the same time, another 3 drop came out of nowhere, which is an all-star at the moment in Thomas format, which is the Wary Zone Guard. So we have a lot more 3 drop threats, which can be played in this deck, which is kind of insane. So we're also playing the Wary Zone Guard in this deck, along with Oko and Uro. Not only do we have the Strip Mine Loop, but we also have a very strong mid-range plan with the Oko Thief of Crowns. Now, as for the Uro, another card that became pretty good recently, as of recent, is actually Stifle. So you could potentially get the Uro down with the Stifle as well, but another card that came out in Edge of Eternities that's actually really good at the moment is the Ice Still Explorer. That also made Uro pretty viable. So Ice Still Explorer, you can kind of treat this as a third copy of the Uro, because if you get this down and you have a bunch of fetch lands in the graveyard or even strip mines, you're going to eventually get to your Uro because you're going to be turbo milling your deck. Which means not only are you going to fill up the graveyard for the Uro, but you're going to be able to find the Uro sooner or later. So basically, this card is going to blow up your opponent's lands with the strip mine, but at the same time, you're going to be able to get to your Uro very fast and then close out the game with a 6/6 on the battlefield pretty fast as well. So that is going to be the goal with this deck. It's like a hybrid between a land destruction with a strip mine loop, plus we have a very strong removal spell since we are Bant. We have a swords and prismatic ending, and we have a way to close out the game pretty fast with Oko and Uro. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas Weasel 3 to show you guys what that does. So let's hop on over. All right. I think I'll grab a breeding pool. Guide up Soul into a Chrome Mox. It wasn't a Johnny? It wasn't a Johnny. I do wonder... Okay, Okay, we have a strip mine. Interesting. So if I strip mine here, I'll have 1 fetch land in the graveyard. But because I'm putting a, their planes in the graveyard, maybe this is okay. Okay, so this is swords. I think I'm gonna go with the prismatic ending here on the Chrome Mox. I'll pass. So I was a little bit worried about opponent using the removal spell on the Deathrise Shaman because I needed to eat opponent's plane. Chrome Mox. Into. Okay, so it's another swords coming out. We do have a swords and a spell pierce. So this time around, maybe I'm playing swords and then leaving up a spell pierce. It was an ephemerate. So it was not a swords? Kind of confused. So there was no land to eat other than Blood Strand.
Teamwork triumphs.
Let's actually use this blue source. So I think the Wary Zone Guard is definitely 100% coming out here. I'll probably just get rid of this. And we'll have a mana drain for the next turn. Unless this Wary Zone Guard dies. Wow, attacking there is kind of brave. Oh, they have a Ocelot Pride. Let's say a Ocelot Pride dies. I think I have to play this. And probably grab... We don't have the other fetch land. I think I have to play this. And pass. Hopefully they don't draw a land or a 1 and a card. Perfect. Now the question is, do I attack now? Bum bum bum. Let's say I attack, they block with 1. Ajani transforms. And then they would have 2 creatures left on the battlefield. Which means I can attack the Ajani, right? At least that's what I think. So they block, transform the Ajani. Now also prize the only card remaining. And then they make a token. Yeah. Then they would just perpetually be making tokens. So I think we just attack.
Tooth and claw, I will have vengeance.
And then we mana drain whatever.
Our pride must fight together.
Okay, that's fine, right? Because Ajani dies. Grab Meticulous Archive. Uro. Okay. Hold full control. Attack both here. Okay, unfortunately... We're not going to be able to play Uro here, I believe. Maybe? Can we play Uro here?
Respect me.
Oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, it loses target. I thought you could. Alright, short. Alright. This is probably not the best matchup, I want to say. But I think we can certainly win. So we want the Supreme Verdict, Lavinia, for Solitudes and Chrome Mox. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So this is also going to be pretty good. Stifle can, like, stifle like a Johnny triggers, Solitude triggers. So I don't think it's like too bad. Containment Priest, no. Stern Scolding is going to be very, very good. So I guess we're going to be going down on Stifle. Alright. Decent hand. Decent hand. So we can go either Mana Drain or Prismatic Ending. I guess I'm gonna go with the Prismatic Ending here. Johnny. Was a bit worried about that. Now I'm gonna put Brainstorm under here. I wonder how many copies of a Johnny they play. So Guide Up Soul. Let's see if I can find a Stern Scolding. Worry Zone Guard. I do want a land. We're nowhere near enough to cast a Suro, so Guide Up Soul sticks, and I guess I will get rid of a Guide Up Soul. I could have fetched a Surveil beforehand, before playing the Brainstorm, but it is what it is. So I think I'm just going to Surveil because I think this is my last. Oh, maybe this is actually better because of Mana Drain. Okay. So we know for sure our opponent doesn't have a Solitude, otherwise they would have used it. Ancient Tomb, so they can play a 5-mana card. Opponent can play a 5-mana card here. The One Ring. I probably need a Hallowed Fountain. And unfortunately, a Breeding Pool. Another land. I think we're going down to 2. It's a lot of lands. Yeah, we're going down to 2 here. So nothing from opponent. Nothing from us either. I guess we're gonna pass. So we're gonna see a Solitude come down. What are we doing here? Are we getting rid of a Najani or a Solitude? I guess we're getting rid of a Solitude there. Maybe I should have just played this instead of holding up a stop. So we got a Deathray Shaman. Velia. So we're dead. Alright, GG's. Didn't do much this game, unfortunately. I'm gonna go down on the Chrome Mox. Let's actually work with this. Mana Drain. I'll play the Surveil land first, and... Nice, we got a Stern Scolding. I was kind of hoping it wasn't an Ocelot Pride there. I guess the best card we can counter is a 3-mana card, potentially here. Nice. So we can go Mana Drain. Do we go Mana Drain here and then play Wary Zone Guard? So we can Surveil with the Flooded Strand? Or do we just Surveil here and then play a Stern Scolding? But if I do that, I don't have mana for the Mana Drain, right? So we have to Mana Drain here. Ooh, Strip Mine. So we Strip Mine both of these and leave up a Stern Scolding. Pretty good. Looks like they have Solitude. Ooh, they have another Solitude. No? Static Prison. Shaman. It does seem like they do have like a 0-mana spell, but they're choosing not to use it. I think it's just another Solitude. So we'll see. Okay, let's eat their creature. I will say we have been kind of drawing pretty badly. I would love to see like an Ice Tail Explorer or Oko or Uro. Kind of absurd. I mean, might as well just play this so that we stop drawing lands and then just crack all the lands. What if we were just running a little bit too many lands? Is that a thing? What if that's the case? Yeah, what if that's the case? Alright, GG's opponent. Alright, we have a Stifle. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, also Pride. Kind of interesting. This is actually kind of interesting. So we can grab a Hallowed Fountain or a Breeding Pool. If we go Breeding Pool, we can mana drain into like Worry Zone Guard. Which will get us our Flooded Strand for, you know, our White Source. So I think maybe just taking some damage from the Loss of Pride here makes more sense. Okay, we got land anyways. Take the damage. So we're gonna counter this. And now we're gonna play the Worry Zone Guard. We might Stifle. Oh, okay, so they didn't actually play it. I'm actually surprised they didn't decide to Solitude there. That must mean what? They could have the God of Soul, right? So we're gonna Stifle that, since they might be looking for some lands here. Okay, opponent went for the Ocelot Pride again. I don't know, maybe that was wrong. Maybe that was wrong. Okay, we got a Strip Mine, so definitely 100% Solitude is coming down here. For sure. So opponent's forced to use a Solitude because of the Worry Zone Guard. Sure. Alright, Mana Drain was a pretty good pickup. Another land was not good for me, especially Ancient Tomb at that. Okay, so we gotta pick up either Uro, Oko, Lauren Revealed would actually be pretty good. Mana Drain, not bad. Not bad. Chromox, not very good. I'm gonna have that thing land. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, Solitude. So currently the problem is that they have an Ancient Tomb so that they can play out their final cards right now. Lavinia, not so great this late into the game. I would love to top deck like an Ice Tail Explorer or Uro here. That'd be kind of sick. Alright, so... I think we lost. Because they're about to make like million tokens right now. Alright, Supreme Verdict and Stern Scolding comes out. I think that's really about it. I guess Spell Pierces can go. I think the losing play was stifling opponents the warp creature. Right? I think that's where I made the mistake. I think this can work because of Supreme Verdict and Chrome Mox, so we can run out the board wipe a little bit early. So it definitely seems like they do have a Solitude in hand. Shaman is a good draw, I want to say. We can potentially just put the Shaman underneath this. Play a Wary Zone Guard. Ramp a little bit. So now they'll be forced to use the Solitude, right? I don't think this is a bad trade. They had the 2-for-1 here. So we can either hold on to Mana Drain or play the Wary Zone Guard. Guess I'll just hold on to a Mana Drain here. This could be a bait, but I'll use it. Okay, this would be a good time to draw an Oko. We haven't seen an Oko yet this game. So this would be a really good time to see an Oko. Any Okos? Okoko. Ooh. It's not looking so good. Well, that's a good card. Black, green, blue, white. Why is it telling me... Why is it saying number of color is inefficient to affect the target? Black, green, blue, white. Am I dumb? It's a 4-mana card. Why did it use the breeding pool? I'm so lost right now. I don't get it. What just happened? What? I'm kind of confused. First, it tells me it's not going to exile the one ring, even though 4 different mana was paid. And then the second thing it tells me, I need to use 5 mana to kill it. Like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. Keep attacking. I mean, this is basically like Uro waiting room, right? Or Oko. Anything will do, and then we'll get like Supreme Verdict and stuff like that. We might have to just use the Supreme Verdict here, though. We'll see. Yeah, we probably have to use it. Blow up that one land and then Supreme Verdict. Can we delay like one more turn though with this Worry Zone Guard? I wonder. So I'm at 16 effectively with the Deathray Shaman. And 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. It would be kind of greedy though. You know what? Let's be greedy. I feel like you kind of do have to be greedy at this point. I feel like if I block the Felia, I mean, I am going to take less damage, but I should just block Velia. And attack with the Worry Zone Guard, blow up their last land, and then hopefully we draw something. Alright, we got Stern Scolding, which is actually very good, by the way. Not even chump blocking. That is kind of crazy. So Supreme Verdict comes out. I'll leave up Stern Scolding. Ancient Tomb. Okay, Brainstorm, fantastic card. Into more Brainstorms. I think I'll Brainstorm next turn, because I don't think popping those is worth it at this point. Nice! We finally see an Uro! Very nice. So, blow up their last land. Play Uro. And pass a turn. Does seem like they have a Solitude. Mana Drain and a Lavinia. 1-2. So we can't quite play Uro here. So I'm guessing I should just do this. Top a Mana Drain and just play both of these. So play the Lavinia first to prevent the Solitude. And then play a Worry Zone Guard. Destroy that last remaining Ancient Tomb. Wait, why doesn't it work? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it. Oh my god, because of the Offspring it worked. That's crazy. Oh my god. It's actually blowing my mind right now. Okay, opponent, that's actually just cheating. Can we agree on that? That was basically cheating there. I don't think it's worth using the Source of Plowshare on the Solitude there. Because they wouldn't die anyways. Alright. This deck kind of has some problems getting to our Oko and Uro. Maybe 4 copies isn't enough. I don't know. Okay. We got some playable cards. Ancient Tomb into Chrome Mox. Super fast start, by the way. Archon. Bum bum bum. So I could strip mine the Ancient Tomb here to kind of slow that down. But I really need that land. Oh, my bad. The Archon. I just took 2 damage for no reason. I just took 2 damage for no reason. Disruptor Flute? Sure. Yeah, this isn't looking so hot, is it? I still explore? Maybe? So let's say I just destroy the Ancient Tomb with the Strip Mine here, and then leave up Stern Scolding. We take 6 damage. Or is it better to get rid of a white source? It's a predicament, isn't it? Oh no, they used the Disruptor Flute on the... Okay, never mind. So we take million damage. Get rid of an Archon. We can Source again. The problem is if I go fetch, play the Wary Zone Guard, and then in response to grabbing a Flooded Strand, this could be a removal spell. And I couldn't even crack the Flooded Strand anyways because I only have Shock Lands. Do we play the Shaman or pass a turn with the Stern Scolding up? I feel like you have to pass, right? Since we're at 5. Alright.
I'm certain you're quite charmed to meet me.
Static Prison. Ooh.
It's not fair.
I mean, they don't have a Guide of Soul, though. Mana Drain. I think I'm just gonna play the Deathray Shaman and pass with a Mana Drain. Because this way, I think we're gonna be able to play either these two. And we're gonna probably eat this. Eat the food! All right. No. But if I do that... Okay, so we can't do that. So we're just gonna have to play the Wary Zone Guard. Hopefully they don't have a removal spell, and then grab back Flood of Strength for the mana drain. I mean, the Oko's coming back. It's coming back, actually. Ooh. I think we might have won the game. That's actually kind of sick what happened there. So we're gonna tap accordingly because we need double green for this. We play the Ice Tail Explorer, crack this. We're trying to look for Uro here. That's so sick. I think we pass. We get the Oko back. We have a mana drain.
To the magic that dances around you.
So we can't use this unless because we only have 2 mana for the mana drain. Alright, so I think it's time. Disrupt our flute.
Surely you see the humor.
Get rid of all the white lands. Any Uros? This will be a good information. So if no 5-mana cards are coming out or they have in hand because otherwise they would have pre-tapped it, right? All right. I don't think I have to attack here. Where is Uro though? Chrome Mox? Alright, short. I could have countered that, but it's whatever. Because we are gonna draw a prismatic ending. Alright, GG's opponent. Got Ice Tail Explorer, Strip Mine, Brainstorm. How can you hate this hand? This hand looks so sick. A Swift Spear. Okay. Kinda scary. Actually kinda scary. The Meticulous Archive. That is very interesting. So I can potentially set up an Oko next turn. Unfortunately, because I fetched the Meticulous Archive instead of a Breeding Pool, we can't play the Oko here. Unless we get rid of the Ice Tail Explorer. I'm gonna do this. Top deck a Hedge Maze. I'm just kind of delaying at the moment. Hoping not to die. Because I don't really have much interactions. So it was this kind of deck. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fetch a Breeding Pool and Mana Drain. I'm hoping that the first Strip Mine actually did a lot of work and they only have one land. That is not ideal. Right, we even got a Strip Mine here, which is actually what we wanted to see, potentially? Alright, so now we have to make a choice. Do we want to win with an Oko or Icetail Explorer? Icetail Explorer is a little bit more vulnerable. I guess it's because it has a 2/4 toughness, maybe not. So the reason why this is actually okay, I don't have that much time, so I think I'm going to go with the Icetail Explorer into looking for an Uro here. I made a mistake. I should have played this first. Oh! Would you look at that? We have an Uro. Lucky. So we can actually just play this out and block this. Potentially. I don't think I'm gonna die from an 8 life. Yeah, by the way, this has a 4 toughness, so... Can I die? I think they can do maximum like 5 damage. I mean, we'll find out if they can kill me. Green, green, blue, blue. I don't think I can die. Alright. Go to the next one. So it's a burn deck. I think Spell Pierce is going to be pretty good. Lavinia... They could bring like Surgicals, which this card would just effectively stop, potentially. Force of Vigor is kind of nice for the Corey Steelcutter, potentially, but not sure either. And they're probably going to bring up Blood Moon, so maybe a Force of Vigor is actually not that bad. The Stifle probably needs to go, if anything. And we'll have Stern Scoldings instead. Yeah, let's do something like this. Alright, we do have a Strip Mine, but we have no interaction, but we do have double Brainstorms and a Force of Vigor to boot. Definitely doesn't seem like too bad of a hand. Until a Ragavan came down. Yeah, until a Ragavan came down. Just kill me. A lot of lands. So if I strip mine here, they can still play a 2-mana card next turn. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I've been had. I was thinking about playing the Wary Zone Guard next and just top decking another land there. But they actually got me pretty hard there. Uh-oh. I think it's probably better to just let the Ragavan hit and then we surveil. Roiling Vortex. We actually can't surveil. Our land got exiled. Mana drain. This is probably a go next situation, honestly. The turn 1 Ragavan, and we didn't find a removal spell for that. It's kind of cascading towards like just losing the game, you know? We're taking so much damage here. Uro. I mean, that's definitely not something that they want to cast. Might just be dead, honestly. A shaman? I think we leave up a mana drain so that we can hard cast a Force of Vigor next turn. We'll see. Definitely a pretty close game. That's shocking, I don't like. I don't know why they did that. Why did they shock there? Yeah, being at 5 life, not so good. Oh my god, it's a Fury. Oh my god, it's a Fury. I guess we kind of have to. Ooh, that last card is a lightning bolt. Guess we're dead here. Let's see, are we dead? We are not technically dead, but almost barely dead, basically. We are so dead that we are dead. So, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble here, and I think I'm just gonna attack here. And start blowing up opponent's lands, hoping that they just kind of miss. I'm gonna hold on to this for a brainstorm. Alright, GG's. Okay, since we're going second this time, I'm gonna have another Stern Scolding. Lavinia is actually better than I thought because they have a Fury. But I guess it's not better than everything else. Yeah. Alright, we have a Stern Scolding, Spell Pierce, and an Uro. Pretty good. Another Spell Pierce. Kind of hope they go like that 2-mana artifact. Nice. So I'm gonna go Deathrite Shaman into another Spell Pierce up. I think this is a good Spell Pierce target. Nice, they used a lot of resources for that. Into an Oko. I would say that's actually pretty good because Oko is very hard to get rid of as a mono red.
You're a tricksy one.
Okay, so a Fury comes out. Okay, sure, sure. That's pretty good. They were able to actually get rid of this. That's kind of impressive.
Your expectations are exhausting.
I'll take that. So I did that because I knew opponent was, if I topped it, they were going to dash it in, but otherwise they would have done something else there. So unfortunately, we can't cast this Uro. If we could, we would have won the game there on the spot. Wary Zone Guard is a good card. Very nice. Maddening Hex. Whenever a player casts a card, non-creature spell, roll a dice into a bolt. Sure. Brainstorm is very welcome. That's also pretty good. Oh, did I accidentally do that? My bad. Alright, attack. So this is, it could potentially be just a lightning bolt. Or it could be a searing blood as well, because I see that they have a searing blood. There's not that many like instant speed spells that could answer this at the moment. Oh, they could have an unholy heat, but if they had it, I think they would have used it, right? Creature, land, enchantment, instant speed. Yeah. So this is not an unholy heat. I think honestly I have a lot of mana right now. That I can do this. Boom. Alright, GG's. I thought this was a pretty sick game. Maybe opponent didn't think so. Alright, so played a bit of this deck today, and honestly, it was actually so sick. So I played a lot of variations of Oko decks in this channel, and frankly, Oko isn't particularly like a very good card in Timeless, but with a little bit of attacks right now from the Strip Mines and the Chrome Mox just being so good, which makes Oko also pretty good because you have an artifact down on the battlefield that you can just kind of make it into a 3-3. You know, suddenly like Oko becomes pretty decent because they can't play that many cards with like Stifle around Strip Mines because their resources are a little bit stifled, you know, with our land destruction plan. So like once like Oko comes down, it just kind of dominates. And you can kind of say the same thing about like things like Wary Zone Guard, but this is a creature, this is a planeswalker, so it's a little bit different. This one kind of snowballs compared to this card. You can easily kind of remove it at an instant speed. Plus the fact that this is a dual colored card, which means if you have Chrome Mox, you can, you know, put this under, which is going to be a lot better than putting something like a Wary Zone Guard underneath it, because we also do play a lot of like things like Mana Drain as well. You can hard cast like Lore and Revealed, or you know, this is another like double green pips. So having like Oko and Uro that you can put to underneath the Chrome Mox is actually pretty good in this kind of deck. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.